Hey, what's up YouTube? Wisco Boater Chad here. I'm on my way to Sturgeon Bay. It is just past dark 30. The sun is just about to come up over there. But heading up Sturgeon Bay to do a work day on Clifford. Gonna remove the propellers, so I'll show you how to do that. Even though there's several videos out there on how to do it, I'll show you how I'm doing it on Clifford. And then we're gonna do some boat polishing. Today is all about removing props, polishing, getting back here at a decent time. So 2 hours 20 minutes. Let's go to Sturgeon Bay. All right, we're pretty much set up here to get started pulling these props off. I've got the tools set out here. We have a breaker bar 1/2 inch drive, the large socket for the front prop nut, the smaller socket for the rear prop nut, 2x4 to wedge the propeller blades against the stern drive so that they don't move when taking the nuts off. When going back on, we'll use the same tools, but with the addition of some marine grease. So here's the props, and these have not been off in the 2 years that I've owned the boat. We're going on our 3rd season. First season I only put maybe 8 or 10 hours on it. Last year we did 40+ hours, and it was in the water all year. So before I bought the boat, it did have some damage to the front prop. You can see right here, this one's a little bit worse. So if we move the blades, yeah, you can see it's just a little bit out of shape. Before I start taking the nuts off though, I am going to figure out where, there we go. Got the part numbers lined up. I'll just remember that this patch here lines up with that patch there, and that lines up with the prop part numbers. So that's where they're going to come off, and that's also where they're going to go back on. That way I know for sure I have them in the correct orientation. So let's get started. All right. Okay, first one's coming off pretty easily. These do get torqued back on. And when I put them back on, I will use my torque wrench. Okay, nut looks to be in pretty good shape. Now they should just slide right off. So, all right. Prop has had some work before. See, it has been filed on. Not too bad though. As these are stainless, they're very, very sharp when they get burrs on them. So I gotta be careful. Okay, so then we've got a thrust bearing here. It comes off. And then got the big nut, which is this giant socket here. And we'll do the same thing. There we go. Once they break free, they come off pretty easily. I think this front prop nut is torqued at about 100 inch-pounds, or 100 foot-pounds, I mean. The front one I'm not sure, or the rear one I'm not sure, 60 or 80 maybe. So not too bad. You want to be careful, go nice and slow, so you don't cross thread these. I used a breaker bar because you get a lot more torque with a breaker bar than my 1/2-inch ratchet, which only has a handle about that long. Torque wrench, or the breaker bar, almost twice as long. Okay, and we'll clean that all up. Now, be really careful where I grab this because it's just sharp edges. That one comes right off. This thrust bearing off. It's kind of gritty, so I'm going to wipe all this off and re-grease it. I'm going to clean all this corrosion here off as well. But that's all there is to it. Okay, there's all the parts for the propeller removal. And when we go to put them back on, just be reverse order. Big thrust bearing, propeller, nut, small thrust bearing, propeller, nut. I went to the store and got a wire brush. Just a regular wire brush. And then used it to clean up the corrosion that was around the base for the propeller. So, and then I also used it to get in between the gears there, the cogs, as well as the threads. Got those all cleaned out. So it's nice and cleaned up, ready for marine grease when I get back next time. I already have the grease. But I'll smear it all over the shaft and inside the propellers after I get the propellers reworked. And those will be ready to go back on. So last time I was here was on the other side of the water, showing you the ships that are in here for winter layup, and it's a nice sunny day here this weekend. I wanted to zoom in on this as far as I could. It's kind of cool to see the propellers sticking up halfway out of the water. You can see the angle that the ships kind of sit on when they're really, really light. Over here we've got ice track. Guys racing their motorcycles. Winter in Door County. It's beautiful. Going to Sunny's for lunch. Time for the deck. This is a lot of work. deck was going to be easier than the sides, but it's actually easier being on the ladder. This kind of sucks. Kind of a cool view from up here. I should have done it before and after of this, but I did polish up this, or compound this area as well. It was all really faded. Had a bunch of markings on it. You can still kind of see around the ram mount there where still some fading. And up under here, couldn't quite get the polisher under the steering wheel. But maybe some point over the summer, I'll take the switch panels out and not worry quite so much about the edges of the switch panels. But that looks really good. The deck is all done.
Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Post your next job at Indeed.com/hire and try skills tests for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Kind of good shine back to it. Next step is polish, which is, I think I've shown this before, but the polish was Aqua Buff 2000. I probably will start this today. Got about an hour and a half left here, so I might get back down and start polishing the red. I do have to compound the back of the swim platform real quick, but after that the compounding will be done. So we'll see. The thing I brought today that I won't get to, I don't think anyway, is this is a Jabsco toilet or head service kit. So I'm gonna leave that on board. All right, today's objective was completed. I've got all of the compound buffing completed. Top side white is all done. You still see lots of swirls, but the cloudiness is completely gone. Of course, the red looks really good. If you can see the deck, but I did get the whole deck done on the bow. Shining all the way down this side. I also did go around the boat and check all the through hole fittings with a flashlight just to make sure that they're clear. All good. Still got to figure out how to get rid of this. It does not want to come off. Even with the buffing pad. Yeah, I don't know what to do there. So again, props off. Everything cleaned up down there. I'll fix those props. Come back, we'll regrease the whole spline, drive gear, everything. Put them back together, retorque them. Then it's time to start on polishing. So I gotta go over the whole boat with Aqua Buff 1000. And then when that's done, put a coat of wax on it. So this thing gets 2 more full coats, if you want to call it that. A polish and a wax. Thanks for watching the Wisco Boater channel. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Send me some comments, hit that like button, and as always, subscribe if you haven't done it yet. It's always fun. We'll see you next time. Happy boating, everybody.